one of the reasons why I believe we don't listen, we ignore, we're not brave enough to listen to that heart-centered space, that vulnerable part of us that's constantly tapping and saying, please hear me. Is because this truly excited me. There gets to a point in our lives, doesn't there? And I can guarantee every single one of us has felt at somehow the point where they've just gone, enough's enough. That emotional impact that we've been talking about, where we just go, something's got to change. It's time to change. So here's my theory. We're born at 12 o'clock. Metaphorically speaking, we're born here. And we're born here perfect, whole, and complete. Now, there's always some smart aleck that says, well, what about the disabled baby? Or what about the one that's born deaf? Or what? They don't know they're not perfect, whole, and complete. As we arrive is as we arrive. Perfect, whole, and complete. Excited about our journey that we are about to embark on, and we hatch from here, ready to live our lives as the fullest expression of ourselves. That's why we come. So we've had 9 months cooking. I've decided I want to come down to earth because I want to experience myself in my truest, fullest expression. Have as much fun as I possibly can because I am love and I deserve to be loved. So we're super excited. So here we are, 12 o'clock, ready to go. And then we're born into a family, parents, guardians, whoever. There is somebody looking after us. And this person decides when we eat. This person decides when we go to bed. This person decides when we get changed. This person decides an awful lot for us. So we rely on that. And we hear and we feel everything they say and feel. And then they've got the telly on in the background. They're having conversations with somebody else. When they're not talking to us, we're aware of everything that goes on. We are totally relying on them. It's their responsibility to look after us. And we trust that. They pick us up and they throw us around, and we trust they're going to catch us. We trust that they're going to feed us when we cry, when we're hungry. We trust they're going to bath us. We trust that they're going to love us in the only way they know how, because they were trusting once. They had somebody looking after them. They had somebody deciding for them. They had somebody telling them what they were told. And we take all this on board, and we've got parents, family, the outside world, and we're absorbing it all because we're perfect, whole, and complete. And we only know love. That's why we're here. We are bundles of joy. Isn't that what a baby is? A bundle of joy. How many times can you just lose yourself looking at a baby? They are beautiful time wasters because they are perfect, aren't they? They're just perfect. Even when they're keeping you up all night. They're just perfect. They don't know any different. And then we get a bit older and we start walking about and we go, oh, don't do that. Careful now. Get your fingers out the plug. Don't put jam sandwiches in the VCR. That's how old I am. CD player, DVD player, whatever. Mind the stairs. Don't eat that, you'll choke. It's not time to go to bed yet. It's not time to get up yet. You can't have that yet. Watch out. Bang, 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 bang. All of a sudden, now we're starting to think, hold on a minute. A bit confused now. For so long, it was all right. But now I'm starting to express myself. I've got to be careful. Why can't I put my fingers in the plug? It's a hole. My finger fits. And then we go to school. And then we get somebody else with the way they believe the world looks going, how I think you should see the world like this. And we go, oh, okay, great. And this is what 2 + 2 is. And this is how I believe you should behave with your friends. And that wasn't a nice thing to do. Go and sit on the naughty step. Or you're not allowed your milk at break time. And we just, all of a sudden, we start thinking, right, okay, hold on a minute. I'm getting really confused now. So we've got parents, we've got media, radio, TV, all this noise going on in the background, which is conflicting what we believe to be true. But because this is flipping constant, it starts to numb out this voice. It starts to dumb down what's true for us. And then our friends get involved. I don't like you because you're fat, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too quick, you're too slow. Oh dear. And it go up and down and up and down, and we think, oh my God.
Vanessa, can I just point out why you're not balancing it with all the good stuff that happens as well?
Oh, absolutely, because there is, and we get to that. Yeah, because that's what this is. So we hit the highs, and then we hit the stuff that does resonate with us. By all means, yeah. All the cuddles we do get, all the praise that we do get. But my point being is that we, from an early age, we start absorbing everybody else's perception, because our conscious mind is not formed until we're 3 years old. So we can't make decisions for ourselves until we're around 3 years old. So we are just open sieves, we're just open buckets, and all this stuff comes in. But I totally agree with you, yeah, there are so many highs and lows. And people experience just all sorts of everything. And some people, it's a turbulent time. I was very blessed to have the most amazing upbringing. I went to beautiful schools, I was encouraged, I was nurtured, and I was a complete no-hoper at school. I mean, my reports were relentless. You know, I just didn't do school. I couldn't concentrate on what they were teaching me. I could concentrate what was outside the window. And I was rubbish at learning the way schools wanted me to learn. And I was squeezed into a hole where I did not fit. One size fits all. So I decided for myself very early on that I didn't fit in, and I wasn't good enough, and I wasn't worth anybody's attention unless I went home. And thank God my parents recognised that it didn't matter what grades I got at school as long as I was kind and did my best. But I was one of the lucky ones. And our friends and our family and then our teachers and the system. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I think everything has its place. But we're moulded and we're shaped and we're clipped by everybody else's opinions. Because we're moving further and further away from what we believe to be true about ourselves. And we trust other people, well, because they must be right. Because that's the constant message I'm receiving. And then we go to work. My God. So we decide that this is what we're going to do and this is what's true for us, and we put ourselves into a system And we're constantly reaching outside of ourselves for the answers, for the, you know, and this is where the ego comes in again. I am what I have, I am what I do, I am what people think of me. That's driven into us by people, bless us, we don't know any different. And we attach ourselves to this. Oh, well, this must be the way it is. Oh, no, well, maybe this is the way it is. Oh, no, maybe this is the way it is. Oh, actually, no, maybe this is the way it is. Well, maybe it's this way, or maybe it's... And we're just all over the place. And that's the ride we get used to. That's the habitual way that we believe life works. And we keep going, and then we get into relationships, flipping heck. We haven't just got the relationships with our friends and our work colleagues and our family. You know, we're now teenagers, and we're starting to feel attracted to the opposite sex, or the same sex, but somebody else. And it can be a real mixed bag, can't it? And we look at our friends and go, come, she's got a good one. Why can't mine be like that? Or you're alienated because you've got a good one. And it's just, there's all sorts of everything going on, and we do our very best to try and live a life that suits us. And I mean, some people experience some of the most horrific things early on, and they'll work it out for themselves earlier. But my point being is that we spend our lives journeying further and further and further and further away until we get to the point where we go, that's it. Just what Tina was saying earlier. Why is it takes this to make me look at myself, to make me try and understand? Now, the thing is that many of us hit this brick wall. What else do you want to call it? Shit pit? Hellhole? Rock bottom? What else is it known as? Brick wall, and it friggin' hurts. But we bang our heads against this place for so long. Why does this keep happening? Why do I keep attracting this circumstance or person into my life? Familiar questions? Why can't I lose the weight? Why do I keep getting ill? Why does he keep beating me up? We've all got our own why. And we fluctuate and we hit the wall and we go, ow. And then we'll go back this way. We'll go, actually, maybe I might just go back here a little bit. And then we go back again, ow. And we get deeper and deeper and deeper. Some people, thankfully, only hit this place once and go, too uncomfy for me, that's enough, yeah. Oh, I lost count. I lost count how many times I went there. And if it wasn't that thing, it was that thing. And then if it wasn't that thing, it was that thing. God, I felt battered and bruised. And it wasn't until I was in the deepest, darkest corner of my life where I was contemplating the unforgivable that I woke up. We say enough is enough and something's got to change. But when it's truly time, you know and you do something about it. But we keep going backwards and forwards, and there are millions of people that will fluctuate like a frigging pendulum, going backwards and forwards. And I'm victim. It's not my fault. It's him. It's her. It's this. It's that. Always pointing the finger at somebody else. Or it's a frigging tractor. I'm late for work because it's a tractor. It's always somebody else's fault. But here's the thing, when you're pointing the finger at somebody else, I hate you. The state of my life is because of you. 3 fingers pointing back at me. When I saw that in myself, and I'm screaming at the top of my voice because the state of my life was just, oh my God, I didn't recognise it. I wasn't even existing. I was so bored of crying myself to sleep every single night. Years. I couldn't even feel my body. It was overweight. It was numb. I was even bored of blaming. I couldn't find anybody or anything else to blame. Food wasn't doing it. People weren't doing it. My perfectionism no longer was covering everything up. I was so bored of my own story. And you hit this place time and time and time again. And you've journeyed all the way around here. You are the furthest point away from your perfection, your truest self, and you are stretched beyond belief. There is nowhere for you to go. Death, some people don't make it out. They'll either commit suicide, or they're that unwell that they'll die, which is effectively suicide. Because any disease in your body comes from disconnection. So Charlie Lover, when she realised that she was close to death, she realised she brought that on herself. 3 ways to go. 2 ways to go. You die and commit suicide, or you recognise it's time to change. And all you need to do, and here's the thing, it's not massive. You're standing at 6 and 12 is here. And you're just like, there's nothing there. Absolutely nothing. And the most ridiculous thing about it is we really don't know that all that's necessary is this minute, and here's the ironic thing in my dyslexia coming in. I looked up how to spell minute. And I pressed my microphone on my phone, Google. How do you spell minute? And it came up minute. And I was like that. No, minute. Minute. I'm thinking, hold on, I'm missing something here. Minute. And of course I realised, it's the same spelling. But this is what excited me most. It takes a second. That minute. The minutest of change to recognise that I do not need longer push and strive my way through life. It doesn't have to be uphill. It's like wading through treacle. Why do I have to make this so difficult for myself? Because my conditioning and my programming and what I've decided to be true about life and myself tells me that that's the only way I'm going to make any sense of this, as if it's frigging hard work. How much harder work does it have to be? I'm battered and I'm bruised from throwing myself into this shit pit too many times. And I'm pushing and I'm pushing and I'm striving on a frigging door that says, pull! It just says, pull, open up, here. And at 6 o'clock, all I need to do is just turn round. And I just need to turn round to here. That's it. Decide that that's my focus. I don't need to do anything other than that. I need to be still, and I need to have the bloody balls to listen to what my heart is telling me. And then the mistake that sometimes people think is that they then have to journey back up to 12, and here's where we die. No. This is a way of being. This is now not a journey through here. I just decide I do not want to live here. That I want to live here. I recognise that my story, good and bad, because we know Ellie has a purpose. Ellie already has a purpose. And it will take us to great heights and it will take us to great lows. But where's my choice? This is choice. I do not have to be the victim anymore. I do not have to allow what life tells me to be true, what society and what other people believe to be true. I do not have to believe them. I only have to listen to this. But this way of being is a choice in every moment. We just have to get better at it. Yeah, we're going to fluctuate a little bit back here, but we're going to go, oh, there's the bumpers on my bowling alley again. Just keeping me back on track, connected to here. You know, and small children can't decide this for themselves because they haven't heard enough no's. They've not been humiliated quite enough just yet. They've not felt rejection often enough. It took me till I was 40 years of age to get this. 40. Some people never get it. Some people only ever live here. Well, you know what? That's a half life. That is a half life. It's unfulfilling. You've got happiness here, I'm sure. We've all had, don't get me wrong, as we sit here today, we've had glorious moments, what I call bliss moments. Moments where you go, oh, if time could stop right now and I died, I'd die happy. We've all had those moments, I know we have. But the choice is how often do I want to live there? And learning how to choose here. And the bridge for me, we all know that we don't want the painful part of this. We all know that we'd really rather not drink ourselves silly. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we're alcoholics. What I'm saying is if we choose alcohol to numb pain, to escape from, or it might be sugar, or it could be the gym, or it could be busyness. There's an absolute classic. You get caught on that treadmill? Yeah, well, sorry, I haven't got time. I'll be back later, or at the end of the week, or next year. When I looked in Charlie's eyes and she realised she didn't have enough time left, I promised myself I would never consciously put myself in that place again. It's a choice. This, for me, is gratitude. Massive. Because we know we don't want the pain of here, and we know we want to feel the bliss of this space. But we struggle to know how to become present, where we can just live here and allow our lives to circulate round us, to feel that centered, peaceful, serene place within us. Focusing on this, yeah, we're going to get poked a bit here. That's okay, because we have to have both sides of the clock. But if we can really learn to become present and to be grateful, it brings us back to a place where we can, and our breathing, where we can really recognize ourselves. And here is, you know, is that lovely serene feeling. We have bliss. Oh, passion. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we don't have this side, because we're already fluctuating all the way through our journey. This for me is just helping me see, helping us recognize that if we keep journeying, we get to the point of no return, and we either let go or we just decide to come back. We've all got our own words, thoughts and feelings for both sides. But there becomes a time where you just say, I do not want to be driven by fear anymore, because I might get hurt, because I might get laughed at. I'd rather just choose to feel this. This is closed, this is open. This is ego, this is higher self. Whatever you want to call it, that part within us. You may have even already have moved past here and you're consciously living in this space. Brilliant. We owe it to the people that we love to continue in this space and invite them to join us as and when they're ready, if they're ever ready. But we can't do it for anybody else other than ourselves.